Welcome back to CCA TV. I'm your host, Aiden.
And I'm your host, Jalen.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Now for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Today's National Day is National Cinnamon Day. Do you like cinnamon?
I like cinnamon on stuff, like as a topping, but I don't like it plain.
Makes sense.
I don't think anyone does, because you're going to choke and probably die. But
Yeah.
I have a joke. So what do you get when you mix Dwayne Johnson and a cinnamon dessert?
I don't know, actually.
You get rock and roll.
Wonderful.
Okay. For birthdays this week, we have Trinity Jackson in 6th grade, Saida Bangura in 6th grade, Sutton Ramsey in 9th grade, Sarah Nunnery in 11th grade, and Helen Zudu in 11th grade.
And now for inspirations.
One of the scariest things I've ever done was move halfway across the country to Dallas, Texas for seminary. I didn't know anyone, had no idea where I was going to live or who I was going to live with. For some of you, that sounds like an adventure of a lifetime. But I wasn't excited about leaving home, my family, my friends, and all that I knew. My life in Atlanta, Georgia back in 2011 was comfortable. But I was moving to Dallas because I felt like that's what God had for me next. Here's what I learned in all that. Courage and comfort cannot coexist. I can't be courageous and comfortable at the same time. And that got my attention because I've come to learn that I won't grow as a leader and a husband when I'm always comfortable. That I'm not maximizing my fullest potential as a proud girl dad or making the greatest kingdom impact as a pastor if I'm always comfortable. My default is comfortable, but my experience has been that God wants to do something in me and through me in the uncomfortable. You take any area of my life, in any season of my life, God used the uncomfortable to grow me, to stretch me, to mature me, and reveal himself to me in a brand new way. In the Gospel of Matthew, there is this famous story of Peter walking on water. I'm sure you've heard it, especially if you grew up in church. You know it, right? Peter's in the boat and Jesus is on the water. Jesus invites Peter to come out to him. Peter courageously leaves what is safe and comfortable and takes a few steps on the water towards Jesus before freaking out and sinking. And just in case you didn't know, Jesus grabbed his hand and helped him back into the boat. I think we give Peter a hard time because he started to sink, but not nearly enough credit for taking a few steps. I mean, the man walked on water. And in those few steps of courage, and even in the sinking, Peter saw more clearly the power and the faithfulness of God. So in what ways has God been calling you out onto the water? What comfort zone have you gotten cozy in? In your relationships, in your job, a calling, your finances, or even your parenting, what would it look like to take a step out of the boat? I remember on that first drive out to Dallas, I remember thinking, I don't need new friends, I don't need new experiences, I just need that degree as quickly as I can, and then I'm done and back home. Well, as you might have guessed, my years in Dallas were some of the greatest of my life. What I learned about myself, my faith, and God himself has changed me forever. And a fun footnote, I started dating the girl who is now my wife. Needless to say, I'm so glad I took a step out of the boat. And today I want to encourage you to do the same. Because there is a God who is faithful that wants to do a work in you and through you. So figure out what that step is, and let's take it.
Don't forget don't forget tomorrow we have our last homeroom havoc. For the first tournament, we have the Dotties. We have both Dotties. It's the Dottie final, Mr. Dottie against Mrs. Dottie. That will be tomorrow on the morning announcements. And then on Wednesday, we're going to have See You with the Cross before school starts from 7:45 to 8.
And for Operation Christmas Child, make sure each homeroom, you make your 3 boxes and make sure everyone continues to contribute. And for the door decorating contest hosted by SGA, the theme is going to be fall. You can use all supplies or any supplies in the classroom or from home, but please do not use the supplies from the art room. You'll be decorating your 3rd period door, and there'll be 4 undisclosed judges. The last day to decorate is Friday, and the prize will be revealed next week.
And if you did not know, Penny Wars did start today. It is by NJHS. So basically, if you're new to the school, what you're supposed to do is bring your pennies to put your grades level. Okay, so first of all, put your grades levels jar outside the secondary office. Then you can bring pennies to put in other people's jars that will subtract points from them. No, I'm sorry. I just messed that up. You bring pennies to put in your own jar, and that adds you points. And you bring silver coins to put in the other team's jars to subtract points. And the Penny Wars will continue until next Friday. So not this Friday, but next Friday, November 12th. And the donated money will go to the Epilepsy Foundation, and the winning grade level will receive a week of dress down passes. Let the wars begin. And also, the 8th graders won last year, which are now the 9th graders. So we'll see if they can repeat. And for sports, varsity cross country ran at Open SHS Invitational of Lake Accotink. I don't even know how to pronounce that. But Kirill got first for the middle school boys. Samantha McLarty got 4th for the conference championship. Boys varsity soccer, they have their tournament. Dismissal is at 2:10, and their game will be at 3:30. And then girls varsity volleyball, they got a bye, so they'll have practice today. And cross country practice, the middle school needs to have their uniforms turned in by Tuesday to Mr. Dottie. And then boys varsity basketball also has practice today. Is that all we have?
That's all we have for you today. Bye.
Bye.